Right there. Right. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone who is here, and everyone who is here, there. We welcome you, wherever you are viewing from, and we welcome you to enter the space of the truly live teachings, living teachings right here, of Avodas Hashem on the path of the Baal Shem Tov. As it's being explained through the contemporary Tzaddik and the words of Mottel Zilber, we've been exploring a piece here dedicated to concentrating on the love that Hashem Yisbarach has for Yisrael, and to try to be makarev this, to draw this close to ourselves and to our own feelings, so that we can begin to truly experience the love that Hashem Yisbarach has for Klal Yisrael, the Jewish people specifically. So Mottel has explained thus far that the whole beginning of the relationship of Hashem Yisbarach with the Am, with the people, began with love and a statement of Imo Anochi B'tzara, I'm with you in your pain. And that Har Sinai, in the Midbar Sinai, the Sinai desert, and Matan Torah, the giving of Torah, Bnei Yisrael experienced a hischabros, an attachment. And that attachment, that dveikus, it shifted their whole living, whole thinking. And that whereas all the other types of encampments were done with a lot of turmoil and distress and dispute, that changed here completely, because they were in the state of dveikus. And when you're in that place of dveikus and you're at the goal, the end of what all these different paths lead from, so then a person is able to look at another person, another path, and see the commonality that's there, which is the goal. If the path has the goal of dveikos, of coming close to Hashem, so then we are not noticing and not accentuating the differences that lead to the disputes. So we're on page Chavav. 4 lines from the top. Shir Hashirim maskil b'zikaron ahava shahaya b'matan Torah. Shir Hashirim begins with recalling the love that there was at Matan Torah. So the primary, I guess you can say, source of where these teachings are being drawn from is from Shir Hashirim. Because we find in the works of the Nevi'im where Hashem Yisbarach expresses his great love for the Jewish people. Like for example, the pasuk in Yirmiyah, Ven Yaker Li Ephraim. Ephraim is a precious child to me. And Miyeled Sha'ashuim, a delightful child. Ki midei dabri bo, when I speak of him, Zachar Askerenu, and I recall him more and more, speaking of Jewish people. So the Nevi'im, the words of the Nevi'im are full of psukim that express Hashem's immense love for the Jewish people. However, in Shir HaShirim is where we really find the conversation that goes back and forth between Hashem Yisbarach and his people. So Shir HaShirim is a dialogue. It's the conversation between what's called the Knesset Yisrael. The congregation means the totality of all the souls of Israel as one, conversing with God, each expressing the great love that they hold for each other. And Shir HaShirim begins specifically with recalling the love, specifically the love that was experienced at Har Sinai. Everything which we've been speaking about. The very beginning of Shir HaShirim says, Yishakeni, that you should kiss me from the kiss of the mouth. So that is the Jewish people speaking about Hashem, asking Hashem to kiss them from the kiss of the mouth. Ukaperish Rashi explains, what does that mean? Allegorical expression that Hashem should kiss us, the kiss of the mouth. Shema shetama Knesset Yisrael, esatam shel matan Torah, the taste, the experience the Jewish people had. She'az nashkam HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'neshikos piyu, that then Har Sinai was described as being kissed by Hashem. Give a little explanation to that. Moshe Rabbeinu, his nevuah, his prophecy, is described in a very unique way. And it's described as peh el peh adaber bo. When Hashem Yisbarach told Miriam and Aaron how Moshe is different as a Navi than they are and everyone else, Moshe's nevuah is described as peh el peh, mouth to mouth. Now, this is a very strange expression, because if you want to describe this nevuah as being more direct and more connected, you would say peh el ozen, mouth to ear. So it wasn't a riddle, it wasn't just visions or images, but it was so direct, like someone speaking to you. But it's not the expression that Hashem uses in the Torah. Rather, it's peh el peh, mouth to mouth. Peh el peh describes a kiss. It's the most intimate expression that could be used. And it's used for Moshe Rabbeinu's prophecy to imply that that prophecy was a meeting between the soul, the neshama, and Hashem in the most intimate fashion called peh el peh, kiss. Har Sinai, which was the experience of Moshe's prophecy, that level, but to everyone, is thus being described as a kiss. And that's the meaning when we say, let him kiss us again. Speaking of the kiss of Har Sinai, describes the intimacy of the degree of the prophecy that was experienced. The prophecy is not sharing or transferring information. Prophecy is a meeting and an encounter and an attachment of the soul with Hashem. So that experience of Har Sinai, Bnei Yisrael says, Yishakeni, you should kiss me, kiss us again. The kiss of the lips. Hine davar ze machzik es klal Yisrael b'galus. And it's that experience of Har Sinai which holds the Jewish people in exile. In other words, whatever they experience and all the difficulty that the Jewish people experience in exile, they are maintained through the memory of that kiss. V'odisa b'Rashi sham, sha'af kasher Knesset Yisrael, hu begalus ka'almanas chayos. Rashi says further, even in exile, when Bnei Yisrael experience like being a widow, being estranged from their husband. Like Yirmiyah describes it in Lamentations in Eicha. We were like a widow, describing the great destruction and distance that was experienced at the Churban, destruction of the temple. We hold ourselves up. We strengthen ourselves through that love. Ki muftachim me'ito, because we are guaranteed from him. Lo fia od aleim, that he will appear once again upon us. Levayer lahem so ta'amea umaster tzvunoseha, to explain to them the secrets and the inwardness of his Torah. Bevias HaMashiach, Mashiach will come. Umechal impanav l'kaim devaro, and therefore we are yearning, we're hoping for the fulfillment of those words. V'zeo yishakini min neshikos piyu. This is what it means, that he should kiss us again from that kiss. In other words, the Bnei Yisrael in exile have the memory of that experience and long for it again. Like someone that has a memory of better times and is hoping for a return to that. Now, from the moment that the Jewish people, the entirety of the Jewish people, means all the souls, not just the Jewish people that were present at the time, but the experience of all the souls of the Jewish people, when they had that kiss, yesh lahem ba'kasha tamidus, they have a constant request. Sheyishakeni min shikos piyu, they should be kissed, we should be kissed again from the kiss of the mouth. Halavai v'niske shuv liyahava hagidola shel matan Torah. Halavai, word. We should be privileged to return to the immense love of the giving of the Torah. Sheyishakeni min shikos piyu, we should be kissed again from the kiss of the mouth. So in Shir Hashem, which describes sort of the inner conversation of the neshama of the Jewish people. This is what it says. This is what the neshama of the Jewish people says. V'isa b'Zohar HaKadosh. And the Zohar says, she neshikus piyu hainu is dapkus rucha berucha. This allegory of the kiss of the mouth is what's called is dapkus rucha berucha, the dveikos, the attachment of the spirit with the spirit. It's the kiss, physically, the two people connect in that way, is an allegory to where the spirit or the soul of the Jewish people meets their source, their shoresh, Hashem, in the greatest experience of unity and attachment. She madregas devekos alyona. This is the madrega of the highest devekos. V'tzadikim mesim u'mistalkim b'misas neshika. Chazal tell us that the death of tzadikim is the death of a kiss. That is the language of Chazal. So now Rav Mottel is going to explain, based on what we just shared, what that means. What does that mean that tzaddikim die by the death of a kiss? Hainu b'deveikozu shall close on nefesh. It means the tzaddikim expire in this type of attachment of desire. V'haneshama yotzes me'haguf machmas close on nefesh. As the neshama, the soul exits the body because of that desire. There's such a great attachment that's reached by the tzaddik that the soul simply leaves the body. In other words, not that Hashem takes them, but rather they reach such a great place of devekos, such a great attachment that they are united, infused with the infinite. So they die through that kiss, means this level of the dveikos, the attachment that they experience through their dveikos with Hashem. So everything we're describing over here is that which the neshama and all the neshamas together as a whole had a experience of, a memory of. And therefore, it's the language that the neshama says, Yishakenim nishikos pio, kiss us again, in the kiss of the mouth. That is the language of the neshama as it recalls the memory. V'chol inyanam shel klal Yisrael yischabrusam HaKadosh Baruch Hu, hu kol kulo miyusad al ahava gedola v'nora azo. And this is the whole point that Rabbi Mottel is driving at, and that is that the foundation of the Jewish people is this love. This is our beginning. This is what the connection between Yisrael and Hashem is. It is this great love. Asher lo yamush v'lo yasur mi'eisha bacha HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'knesses Yisrael. This love does not depart and does not leave from the moment that Hashem was bocher. It shows Yisrael does not leave. And this the Nevi'im express in many different psukim. Hashem says, did I give you a bill of divorce? That we are separate. That bris, that attachment Hashem Yisparach has established is forever. Now, we express this idea in our tefillah constantly. When the paragraph before the Shema, both in the morning and in the evening, is preceded by a tefillah called Avas Olam, or Avarabba. Avas Olam means an eternal love. Avas Olam, Amacha Ahavta, an eternal love. You loved your people. We say in the morning and the evening, we say Avas Olam, Ahavtanu, Hashem Elokeinu. Eternal love. You have loved us, Hashem our God. So we express the eternity of this love constantly. We say, V'yavoscha al tosir mimenu, never let this love leave. So this that we're describing over here is both the foundation of the bris, of the attachment of Hashem and the Jewish people, is an eternal thing. And this love was most revealed in the Beis Hamikdash. This was able to be perceived by the people that went to the Beis Hamikdash. And so primarily Beis Hamikdash was an experience of this closeness. As a person would enter into the space of the Beis Hamikdash, they would be overcome with the atmosphere of what that was. And that was a revelation of his love. This type of love that we're describing, which is this eternal love that belongs to the soul, that is not revealed. And this is what we are learning. This is the avoda here, to try and to reveal this. This was the nature of Beis Hamikdash. Beis Hamikdash was this atmosphere. When the Jew walked in, that was what was felt. That also was revealed to great tzaddikim. It was the great tzaddikim lived with the experience of this overwhelming love that they were able to feel from Hashem. It was revealed to them. Shekol tzaddik hu b'bechinas Beis Hamikdash. This is the Noam Elimelech says, and this is because tzaddik, as an individual, is essentially the same bechina, so the quality of the Beis Hamikdash. In other words, what the Beis Hamikdash was in space, what the atmosphere was, the tzaddik was as a nefesh. This is an idea spoken about in the Yisvarim of the parallel between, we describe, between the nefesh and between Zman, between time and space and place. That we have parallels between these. And that what exists in one dimension is shared in another dimension. And between time, between space, and between the soul. So Beis Hamikdash, Mottel is saying, is the space of love. This immense love we're describing was revealed in the Beis Hamikdash. So that was the space of this revealed love. Tzaddik was the person that brings their nefesh out and forward into their consciousness, into the actual experience, the human experience. They were the nefesh, the parallel dimension of that love. So tzaddikim experience what Beis Hamikdash was. I think it was the Ohev Yisrael, tzaddikim of Apt, who from time to time would daven in the room of the Baal Shem Tov, who lived before him. He already passed away, and he would daven in that room. And he said, whenever he would daven in that room, there was this overwhelming feeling of love and reverence that he would not leave for a week or so after he would daven there. Just so taken by the space, that was the impression left by the Baal Shem Tov, that if he would walk into that place, he would be left with this experience. Now it takes one to know one. So obviously he was a kli, he was a recipient for that. And same thing in the Beis Hamikdash. If a person walks in the Beis Hamikdash and they're somewhere else, then they're not available, they're not open to that which is really being revealed there. So it's not like an automatic thing. A person walks into the Beis Hamikdash and all of a sudden they're overcome by that. Obviously these things need preparation, but they're present and available with this preparation. And even without a great preparation, each person, according to their madriga, their level, is able to come in contact with that. Same thing with the tzaddik. The experience of being with the true tzaddik is that a person enters into that atmosphere of where the tzaddik lives. They sort of take you into their space, and you can share something of what is going on in the inner world of that tzaddik. And now Rav Mottel so develops it a little deeper. Why is it, how is it that the Beis HaMikdash we're describing as this place of revealed love is because the Beis HaMikdash is called a Hamshacha, a continuity of Har Sinai. This idea is found in the writings of the Ramban, Nachmanides, who draws many parallels between the, we might say, the temporary, if we could say, experience of Har Sinai and the permanent Mishkan, or Beis HaMikdash. The Ramban says that which was experienced in the time at Har Sinai, Vayered Hashem al Har Sinai, Vayered Hashem al Har, Hashem descended onto the mountain. And what would follow is the revelation. That was the permanent feature of the Mishkan. And the Mishkan was permanent experience of what Har Sinai was just in that moment. I say somewhat temporary because there's the experience of Har Sinai also is a continuous thing in a certain way. But the Mishkan was a permanence to that experience. So the Mishkan was where Shechina, Hashem's presence, dwelled. And that's where it was. V'shachanti b'soch ami Yisrael. And I will dwell among my people Yisrael. So that is why the Beis HaMikdash is this experience of the revealed love. Because Har Sinai, as we are explaining from Shir HaShirim, was the place where everything we're describing, this love, was revealed. Beis HaMikdash was simply an extension of that. And the tzaddik, a parallel of that. So the tzaddik, in other words, he is in a constant space by maintaining that level of ruchnius, his spirituality, guarding himself or herself from doing that which is an avera, and maintaining the midos tovos, the good midos and character, and the mochen de galus in a higher consciousness, is in that matzah, that space of Beis HaMikdash, of Har Sinai. So they're in that space, and thus that love is revealed. And thus the bond between Yisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a krisos bris. Krisos bris means like when two people make a pact together. You make an agreement and like a connection of togetherness, of unity, of a pact. It's a krisos bris of ahava. It's that pact is a pact of love. That's what binds them together. Hamishaberes as kol hamechitza shebolam, and it breaks all the barriers of the world, all the walls of the world. So the nature of love, it's all obstacles are overcome by love. Because if you love someone, then you'll break through all the barriers. All the I can'ts are broken because you love that person. V'yu b'nei Yisrael be'ez ha'matzav shiyu adayin chavivusa gavan u'mekusharim hein ba'avosos aval HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, b'nei Yisrael, in whatever situation they're in, whatever their places, even if they're far from Hashem, they're beloved to him with the same type of love. So even if Bnei Yisrael doesn't have that, Bnei Yisrael are where they are, and each individual is where they are. Nevertheless, the bris was established on the love, and that does not go away. As I said before, that's the ahavas olam, ahavtich, eternal love I've loved you. Says Mottel further. One must understand Shekol ma shenase b'chlal Yisrael hu gam b'pratius. Everything that we say happens to Klal Yisrael, the whole, also is to the individual, in particular. Uv'yofen miyuchad, in a special way, it's kol yachad meklal Yisrael, to each individual of Klal Yisrael. So that what you're describing so far was in the level of the klal, the whole, the people, also pertains to the individual. Because of this principle of ein b'chlal elamash b'frat. The klal, the whole, is comprised of the parts. So what is the klal? What is Klal Yisrael? But the totality, say, of the 600,000 souls. So that which the klal is the prat. The klal is the prat. The whole, the entirety is the individual souls all comprised together. So the Torah always speaks about it in the way of the klal because that's how Hashem sees it. It's one. Our experience is the experience of the individual, the experience as me, in my relationship to Hashem, where I am. Now, there is a level of perception, like a tzaddik would have, that he experiences not I, but we. So it doesn't, even his particular self is much greater. It's a level of the neshama, a certain level of the neshama, that is the experience of the unity of souls. So often we have a trouble with, because we may see this described on a klal level as a whole, but then there's our experience. But the Jewish people, Yisrael, is but all the individual souls united. And so whereas we may experience individually as parts, separateness, it's not what it is. It's a whole. And Hashem's love is to each one, to the whole, which is all the parts, all the pieces. And anyone that is called Yisrael, how are you chelek miklal Yisrael? They are a part of Klal Yisrael. So they're a part of that whole. And therefore this pertains to them as well. So now we're taking it closer to home, where we are individually. We're trying to be makar, to draw this ruchnius idea closer to our personal self and our personal experience, which is the experience as an individual. Hashem loves all of Israel, each one, with all different expressions of love. He says to them, Banim atam Hashem Elokeichem, you are children to Hashem your God. Ki am kadosh anta, you are a holy people. V'lo zaz michavam ad shekara achusi, ad shekara imi. His love moves Hashem to call the Jewish people his sister. Shekara imi, his mother. All different types of love. Familial love, of sibling, parental love, all these different types of love is the love that Hashem says of Yisrael. Pischi liyachusi rayasi yonasi samasi and Shir Hashirim. This is the dialogue. Hashem speaks and says to Yisrael, Pischi, open up, be my sister, my friend, my dove, my twin. VaHaKadosh Baruch Hu mevakish kol lashon shel chiba sheyuchal levate bohem esava sheyesh lo k'nes Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu seeks out all different expressions of love, belovedness, that could express the love that he has with the congregation of Israel. Umemela af mishahir belachim. Therefore, even if someone is feels very far, they've lived their life not in the path of Hashem. Let's say to the contrary, they've done things that are really contrary to His will. Called Naveira. V'yav shekal Yisrael chatu b'chatayim gedolim. Even if all of Klal Yisrael, the Nevi'im will chastise Israel for terrible Averos. Hinei sov kol sov muftachim anu me'akadosh baruch hu. In the end, we're assured from Hashem. She'yavtiach anu b'toras Moshe v'layidei hanevim b'makomos rabos le'ein shir. So we are assured by Moshe Rabbeinu in the Torah and by many Nevi'im. Shekrisas habris hazos lo tevatel olam. This bris, the establishment of this covenant, will never ever leave. That's what Hashem describes the covenant. That's an everlasting covenant. In Parshas Nitzavim, this is emphasized when Kadosh Baruch Hu brings all of Yisrael into the bris at the end of Moshe Rabbeinu's life and prior to going into Eretz Yisrael, land of Israel. Kadosh Baruch Hu is established as a bris. He says, everyone that's here today, and those who are not here today, so all the souls that are present in living life and those who are not. Kadosh Baruch Hu is establishing a bris with Yisrael, a covenant. HaKadosh Baruch Hu karas brisim klal Yisrael v'nesach netzachim. There's an eternal bris that's established. V'shum davar sheba'olam, nothing in the world. V'afilu hachatayim hagedolim b'yoser lo yuchol levatel as habris hazos. Even the greatest averos cannot break this covenant. So while it's true that a person must do tshuva for an avera, and each avera leaves a person somewhat distant in the constant relationship, it doesn't affect the bris. The bris is this type of pact that doesn't hinge on the averos. It is forever, in whatever Yisrael does. Although we could be in different places, and we can be far from Hashem, and we could have harsh words and harsh sentences, but it doesn't speak to the bris. The bris is a avas olam, is a bris of love. It's eternal. Umuftachanu, we are assured. Shesov kol sof nigal begulas olam. In the end, Israel will have redemption. So that bris, that love, will realize itself in Geula, where Hashem Yisbarach takes Yisrael back to Him, into that place of proximity. And the assurance is that in the end, Yisrael will do tshuva and they'll be redeemed. And that's all described in the Torah, Parshas Nitzavim. If you look at the end of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 or so, it describes the end of days, or right before the end of days, how Yisrael will be brought back to Hashem, and that is through the tshuva. It's described in those psukim over there. Like it says at the end of the Great Rebuke, where Yisrael was told that they were going to receive terrible punishment for straying from the path. At the end of it, it says, "V'af gamzos biyosam b'eretz oivehem." But even with all this, when they're in the land of their enemies, lo ma'astim, lo ga'altim, l'chalosam, I will not be discussed in them to destroy them. Lahafer brisi itam, to break my covenant. And there's the emphasis right there, to break the covenant. Whatever they receive, it's going to be a punishment. It's going to be harsh. It will never break the covenant. It does not speak to the covenant. It's similar to the relationship that a parent would have with a child. It doesn't make a difference. That relationship is always there. The love is always there. Never stop being the child, and that love will should never cease from being constantly felt by the source, by the parent, to the child. Ki ani Hashem, I am Hashem your God, and that I established. Many psukim. If you look into the prophets, Isaiah and Jeremiah, like for example, the pasuk Yeshaya says, "Ki Noach zosli," the waters of Noach are to me. I've sworn not to cause the waters of flood to come on the earth again. So I have sworn not to be angry with you. Because the hills may melt, the mountains may crumble. But my loving kindness for you will never depart. Uvris shalomi lo tamut, and my bris, my covenant of peace, I will not break. Amar meracham Hashem, says the one that loves you, Hashem. The kayotze bazeh psukim rabba ma'od shamar kadosh baruch hu, many psukim speak of this. Shekisher atzmo kol kachem klal Yisrael. Kadosh Baruch Hu binds himself so much with Israel. There's nothing that can break that bond. So now Mottel is going to take it to its sort of its conclusive point. Imkain, therefore, hayuchal adam. Is it possible a person just to gloss over all of this? As if this doesn't pertain to a person. You don't know of it. And a person should be in a life that this whole thing is just like absent from their thinking. So knowing all this, and examining the psukim, the verses of the prophets, and seeing how Hashem establishes this eternal bond, how is it that a person can just live in a way that all this is really not relevant? It doesn't enter into how a person thinks. Person must know that one has a God that's good, and does good and loves one so much. I'm not even speaking about the nature of the soul itself. That needs no explanation for the love. In other words, everything we're speaking over here is not about the neshama. The neshama has its own world of experience. So, and it needs no explanation. It's, as we said previously, like the guf, like the body and the instinct, it has experiences that it has. You don't have to explain to the guf why it likes to eat meat, if it does, and why it likes this, why it likes that. Instinctual experiences do not need to be explained. just experience. Same way, the neshama is an instinct of soul. And it has experiences, it needs no explanation. It doesn't need to contemplate it, doesn't need to be told it. It has that. But speaking just by the nature of the person as a human. Nature is, and as one expresses to the other, it's expressed better. One loves you, you love them better. So when Hashem loves us in such a way, it's without boundary, without end, without condition. Love that it transcends all boundaries. So is it not just proper, expected, that we'll return that love? And there's a point I want to focus on the next time we learn. Go deeper into this. But here's the point of where we began with, the contemplation. So everything that's being said over here has to register with a person. The point that this begins to impact how we live, how we experience it. So when we say in davening, we'll say Pesach, Ata b'chartanu mikol ha'amim. You chose us from all the nations. Ahafta u'sanu, you loved us. You exalted us over all different people and languages. To feel that when we daven it. Ahafta u'sanu, you loved us. And the way that person comes to that is by thinking about this, by realizing it, contemplating it. And so then all it becomes much more relevant to our thinking and to how we begin to really understand this message that Hashem is constantly giving to the prophets, to us, of this eternal covenant of love. So that is the preparation for Pesach. As we go into the season, we should really begin to think about this and try to draw this idea, this feeling, which is not a simple one, not only one that we directly, automatically experience, to ourselves through learning this, through contemplating. And Hashem should assist our efforts in what we're trying to do by helping us to have this experience of His love and this coming Yom Tov. So everyone should be blessed with a Chag Kasher v'Sameach, a kosher and joyous Yom Tov, and the Yom Tov where we begin to live this Yom Tov in a way that we can begin to realize the Bechira of Yisrael, how Hashem chose Yisrael, and establish that special bris with us. So yeah, wonderful day, wonderful week, and a good Yom Tov.
Thank you very much.